What is up guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'll be covering the 15 win championship challenge guide for April. And yeah, so first of all, if you just need the maps and you want to go, the first one will be Kaboom, Canyon, and Heist. The second one is Peril Plays in Hot Zone. The third one I believe is Backyard Bowl and Brawl. The fourth one is Ice Fort, which is not made of ice, and Gem Grab, and the final stage will be Bot Drop and Siege. So yeah, very interesting maps for this one. So yeah, without further ado, let's hop right to the video. So starting off with the first 3 wins, you have Kaboom, Canyon, and this map it's really simple as it divides the map into 2 lanes with some walls in the mid. You can break those walls if you want to. I mean, my recommendation is to just control the mid as good as possible and destroy the enemy side of the 1x3 wall, and that is going to give your team an easy access to target the enemy safe. And if you want to, you can break the 1x3 wall on your side, but I'd suggest just removing the 1x3 on the enemy team's side of walls, but if you want to, then you can do that. The best brawlers for this map are going to be Stu, Mr. P, Amber, Byron, Crow, Colette, Colonel Ruffs, Gale, Tara, and Pam, and some other options that are pretty good, but they don't have that much of high of a win rate because of their massive use rates are 8-bit, Brock, Jessie, and Colt. Now the team comps are actually somewhat varied. I mean, most of them have Colette and Byron in it because those two fit like so perfectly. Colette can just rush into the safe and deal a ton of damage, and Byron can just support the Colette. So yeah, mix those two with any brawler for choice, and yeah, you've got a comp. The second map is going to be Parallel Plays in Hot Zone. Now, this map is actually pretty particular because you spawn on like one of the sides, and one of the zones is extremely far away, and one of the zones it's pretty near, but there's also somewhat of a distance to travel to, and those 2 zones are extremely separated, and the map is actually pretty wide open. So you either want to go 2 people in one zone and then capture the other zone, or 2 people on like the furthest zone, and then you can just hold off the control. Whichever style you like to play. I mean, I like to do the 2 people in the further zones and 1 in the closest zone. I mean, that's just my personal preference. You can do you. And the best brawlers here are going to be Stu, Barley, Colette, Nita, Sandy, Mortis, Colonel Ross, BB, Ems, and Gale, and some other brawlers that could be considered to play: Mr. P, Tara, Jessie, and Pam. Although those brawlers don't really have that high of a win rate, I mean 60%, that's already pretty high in my opinion. They've got some pretty good use rates. And the best team comps, well, for this map it's more varied than Kaboom Canyon, of course. There's Stu, there's mortars, and there's some spawners that can be really good. So Jessie, Mr. P, Tara also counts somewhat, and it's actually pretty fun if you win. So yeah, let's hop into the next map. So the next map is going to be Backyard Bowl for wins 7 through 9. Now this map is pretty wide open. You just want to play passive and not do anything risky, because if you lose control, it's going to be really frustrating to get it back. And of course, if you want to break any walls, just break the walls, 1x3 walls on the enemy team, and yeah, just break the long barrier in the enemy team as well, because why not? It's going to facilitate your goals. The best brawlers here are going to be Pam, 8-bit, Poco, Stu, Sandy, Tara, Jean, Gale, Crow, Ems, And there's some like other brawlers that don't really have that high of a use rate, but have a pretty decent win rate, such as Rosa, Jackie, and Lou. Rosa and Jackie are pretty interesting here because this map is wide open, but you can do Poco double tank, although they work better on other maps. You've also got Jessie and Max, which are other picks that I would consider playing if somehow you just don't like to play any of the top 10 brawlers mentioned. And for the best team comps, it's more of like a hybrid of Poco double tank or Stu and some other long range brawlers such as Crow, Jean, Piper, Brock, and Colt. And there's also some spawners, so yeah, the comps are pretty varied here. Just be sure to win your lanes, keep them pushed back, and try to control the mid as well, because that's going to help a ton while playing this map. And now the fourth map is going to be Ice Fort from wins 10 to 12. Now this map is shaped like a square, obviously, and there are a ton of bushes that you can sneak around in, so yeah. My tips would be just to be cautious of the bushes, and if you're using bushes as a tank or as an aggro brawler, just be careful to not get, known by the other team that you're hiding in bushes. A terror gadget can counter that, and scouting the bushes can really be useful on this map, especially as a long range brawler. You do not want to get ambushed, as that just makes your team have a hard time. For the best brawlers here, you have Crow, Tara, Pam, 8-Bit, Jean, Rosa, Poco, Lou, Jackie, Jessie, and then you have Stu, Sandy, and Ams as other high picks, as well as Max. And one thing that you'll notice here with Lou is that he has a pretty high win rate, yet he doesn't have that high of a use rate. So if you're comfortable with him, I'd say he's a pretty good choice, although there are better options. Tara is also a very viable choice because she can just take out pretty much a ton of the brawlers with only 3 attacks, and she can ambush here. So yeah, if you don't know who to pick, just pick Tara, and yeah, you're fine to go. For the best team comps here, yeah, it's the same story. Tara is in a lot of team comps, as well as Rosa, Jean, Crow, and a few others like 8-Bit and Stu. Sprout can also be a really good pick on this map, as he can block the entrance. However, you need to watch out for the wall breakers, as they can kind of ruin Sprout's plans and kind of make them miserable in the match. So yeah, the final map is going to be Bot Drop in Siege for wins 13 to 15, and this is going to be by far the hardest and the most sweatiest match. The map is really wide open, so it's a clear, open fight like Purple Paradise, except that it's in Siege, and the action revolves most around the mid. And you can see the bolts in this picture, it represents where they will spawn, so you can get this hold off, off the map to kind of navigate easier throughout the match. So yeah, the best brawlers here are going to be Barley, Belle, Pam, Poco, Crow, Stu, Jean, Amber, Colonel Ruffs, 8-Bit, and you got Max, and Piper has some other viable choices. Byron can also be a viable choice. And hear me out, Belle is an excellent pick in any map in general, but not a lot of people have her. So if you don't have her, then it's kind of difficult to face her. I mean, if you don't face a lot of Bells and then you do face one, it's going to be hard knowing how to face her, because Belle's shots really just travel from one place to another, and you do not want to bunch up if you face a Belle. That's pretty much all of the tips that I have for playing against her, because I don't have Belle and I've never played against Belle too many times. But yeah, And for this map, it's really wide open, but there's also some launch pads that can help you, and there's a ton of grass on the sides to, help you sneak in or make some cool plays. But otherwise, the action is going to be mostly based around the center. You can also break the walls in front of the enemy Ike. That will shorten the path of the siege robot, as explained in my previous siege guide. And the best team comps here, always do Byron, the same brawlers. Yeah, just mix one of them. You gotta have Stu. He's the best brawler in Siege, at least on this map, so yeah. But that's going to be it for the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and again, if you want me to do these sorts of guides for other months or other types of the same challenges, let me know down below. Also, consider subscribing and leaving a like, and subscribe to my second channel, as I am doing like daily uploads there. I'm trying to slow down the pace here to, get the best of the best content here, and a lot of the other content on my second channel. So if you want to see more videos, then go there. Enjoy the content there. But yeah, that's going to be for the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace out.